Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Quantum Leap Futures is a subscription service. It is a live trade room and chat room. Each morning we come together in this morning leap to take a look at the structure of the market, the macro, the micro, and we set up our trade plan by selecting where our trade levels are going to be, what our targets are, and what our main hypotheses are. If you want to get more information, please send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. So it is Fed Day. It is FOMC at 2 o'clock this afternoon. This is probably going to be the big one for the year because I don't think they're going to do much in December leading to the year end. So if they're going to make a rate increase, which is unlikely, this would be the time that they would do it. Before we get going, let's get the disclaimer done. This information is for the purpose of educating members who want to expand the knowledge of the business of trading. It's not for trading or investment advice. You are responsible for the trades or investment decisions you make. Trading futures or any instrument involves risk loss. Please consider carefully whether futures or options are appropriate to your financial situation. Only risk capital should be used when trading futures or options. Investors could lose more than initial investment. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence and your own trade plan and metrics. Okay, so let's start with last night I took some trades, and I wanted to share an important lesson with you. Is we had this gap down last night. We had the ETH session. Let me just move this. Oops. One of these days I'll learn how to operate a chart. Come on. I don't know why my charts do this, but they won't let me go back to the beginning unless I just scroll over. Sorry about this. This is a Globex gap, and I want to talk about it because when you see the ETH session, this is the ETH session right here. We had that run up in the ETH session up into the 64.75 area, and then we closed at 5 o'clock Eastern time, and then when we opened up at 6 o'clock. This is a gap that is very, 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 very rarely left alone. So last night I got long at 60.50, just after we opened into, well, actually I got long here, and then I added back into it at 61 because of the fact that we had that gap. And anyway, anytime you see a gap in the Globex between the ETH, I'm not talking about the gap between the RTH and the next RTH session. I'm talking about a Globex gap. These gaps are generally, taken care of during the course of the Globex. So if you see that, just make note of that and trade in the direction of the gap, and usually you'll get a decent trade out of it. I got 9 points out of it last night. All right. Sorry, didn't mean to get all over the place, but let's go to our regular scheduled program now. I'd like to start my morning with the trend where we are in the different timelines. You can see upward trend on the monthly has been challenged the last 2 months, and we're now above here. Now, our month open was 1902.50. Our 20-day ATR target right now is our ATR range is 26.93. We've got 3 days left. That means that our average true range left in the last 3 days of the month is sitting around 80.75. That puts our critical mass at 20. I thought I wrote that down. 1902.50 plus 80.75. That puts our critical mass at 1983. Oh, I do have it written down, sorry. 1983.25, which means that if on the Fed news we hold above that 1983.75, I'm actually looking at that that swing low at 2007.50. But if we hold above that, then we've hit critical mass for the last 2 days of the month, and I'd be looking to only trade to the upside because the likelihood is the bears are going to step aside. They're going to capitulate because there's no way that we're going to end up with a negative month. If we get Fed news and we break below that 1983, then that could empower the bears because there's still enough room without really making a couple really big trend days to get back down to the open of the month. Personally, I think we're going to hit critical mass and the bears are going to capitulate. Or buyers, yeah, the bears are going to capitulate and the buyers are going to take us in and take us up into that 2084.25, 2093.50. Remember that on the 19th of August, which was the Fed day, or in around the Fed day, the range high before we fell out of that 70, that microcomposite 70.50, the high on that day was 84.25. And that's my main target right there. And then we fell out and we had the breakout on the 20th, and that started the big move down where we chopped around in this lower balance area. Now we're back at the scene of the crime. We've tested the 70s again. We're holding the 65s. I think 51.25 is definitely going to be our key line in the sand today, because if we get below that, then you can be looking for a bigger move down to 37 and possibly come down to that the swing low here at the it was overnight, the 07.50. This one got down to 08, and then we've got the gap fill here at 08.50 and the 2006.75, 2007 area. And then anything below here then takes us into testing critical mass and a possible move down into the lower 1900s. So I think that anything down to 37.75 on the news, or even to the 31.50, you could still look for buying opportunities for a bounce back up to test into this 84.25. But I mean, you could take the short into that as well. I'm just saying that I think that below 51, then they're catching some longs, and they're likely to squeeze them, and we push them a little bit further down into the 37 to 31 level. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's go back to, I feel like I'm all over the place this morning. Sorry about this. Let's go back to where we were. So we are back above the 9 and the 20. We are starting to get slope again. So we could very easily get continuation on this trend. It's going to be interesting to see where we are tomorrow in this picture. If we do get back below the 9 and the 20, I think there's no possible way we're going to get to that 1902 1950 open. So we are going to get a bullish month, but do we hold above the 9 and the 20 and get continuation of this trend? Going to the weekly, we violated this downward trend. We're back above the 9 and the 20. We're coming into a MA squeeze here. Likely to happen somewhere in around 25 to 31 area. And then we can see if we get a continuation and a start of an upward trend on the weekly. But the downward trend has been violated on the weekly. On the daily, we've got a nice strong upward trend. Remember that we've got this naked cross down here at 1938. I don't think we're going to be seeing it today, but this is going to be a target. If we do get below critical mass, this would be a target that I'd be pushing for. I remember the month open is still down at 1902.50. I'd be targeting this to the low side if we get back in below that 1983.25 level. But the trend itself is up. We do have a bit of a tech gap. Tech gap brings us back down into the 2045 to 2047 range. Going to the 4-hour intraday to see where we are coming into this, you can see that we've had a very strong trend. They started to roll over, then we got that move up, yesterday afternoon, and so far we're holding the 9 and the 20. We don't have a lot of separation. We got a little bit of slope. The trend is weak, but it is a possibility that we are going to get continuation on this trend. Going to the 1 hour, trend has been up, but we're testing below the 9 right now. A test of the 20 SMA takes us down into the 2061.50 area. But if we pop back up, we could get continuation of this trend. There is a naked cross right here at 2059. Mark that on your journal. Going to the 30-minute, we have broken below the 9 and the 20. We had a trend going up. It weakened, a continuation, then it violated, and currently right now we have a possibility of starting a downward trend coming into the RTH session. 15-minute, same thing. We've got a naked cross though above us at 2064.25. Mark that on your journal. But we've got possibility of a start of a trend on the 15-minute, and then you're going to see on the 5-minute we've got slope and separation to the downside. So right now we're coming into the RTH session in a downward trend. This really doesn't surprise me. They're going to be positioning us. Taking a look at the big picture, our 2-day balance, actually 3-day balance. I don't have this day because this to me we are inside of the, let me just move this to the back, where we didn't get inside of the body of the previous day. We traded in these wicks right here and closed in the wicks. Even if I include yesterday, it doesn't change anything in terms of where is the most accepted price right now since this gap up, and it's 64.75. So it doesn't change anything. The value area low for the 3 days is 59.25, but I don't really need that because I'm watching this 59. So as it stands right now, I don't need to include this as a day in balance. We tested below it, closed out the naked gap that we had, and then we rallied back up and closed at 2060.50 area. So we do have our gap close at 2060. Overnight, we rallied up into 66.50, and then we're back now, trading below the 64.75 and coming below the 2-day balance value area low at 62.25. We're just sitting at that right now. But the key number is going to be this 59 below us, and then the 51.25. Above us, of course, we've got the 64.75 and the CHVN at 66.25. The big number above us right now is that 70.50, the last spot where they tried to hold value inside of the longer-term price acceptance value area before we fell down. And then key line in the sand above us is 74.25. Anything above 74.25, look for them to rally up into 78.50. Test the 80s, and then if they get above this 80, test the value area high here at 83.25. But the big number is going to be this 84.25. And then on the top side, you've got 87.50, 91.50, 93.50, and then the next really big number, which is going to be the value area high at 97.25, and then anything above that, look to go into the 2100s and that 0350 and 0550 naked close and naked VPOC. So let's move this down. Bring up the Globex, our overnight high, 66.50. Overnight low, 57.50. Overnight VPOC not likely to change unless we get back up into the 64.50, but down at 62.75. And there's really no other pertinent information. 63, that's just the range high, so that's not that important. 61, it's really the 59.50. All right, so we don't really need anything from there now. So we are currently trading just inside of range but above value. We've got our naked close down here at 60.50. We've got our value area high at 59.50. 59.50, definitely going to be a key trade level. Below the 59.50, then I'd be looking for us to come down, take out the overnight low, and test yesterday's VWAP and midpoint, all in that 57 range. And then you got the CHVN as well at 57.50. So that's going to be a key target inside of value. And then, of course, we've got the 55. Remember, our year open is 2055. In my hypotheses, my macro hypotheses I put out last Monday, we said that we were going to have a battle at the year open. Well, yesterday was, definitely a battle for the year open, and the bulls have won it so far. We ended up with the the VPOC, the volume point of control, yesterday at 55.50. And then the POC from yesterday is just below that at 20.55. So did we battle the year open? Absolutely. So below, inside of value, look for them to come down and take out the overnight low, continuation down to test the year open, and take out the naked VPOC. And then we've got our value area low down at 54.50. Once we're below that, we're below the year open, we're below the value area from yesterday, and then we can look for a move down. The key line is going to be, the key trade area is going to be 51.25. I'm moving my key line in the sand a little bit lower down to this 2050 level. You could use a 2049 as well. Just to be safe, but if we get below here, I'm looking for a move down into that naked VPOC down here at 45.50, and a push down to this 41. And then all our numbers down here are all going to remain the same. Our downside ATR target, based on the high at 66.50 right now, is down at 2039. 39.50. So it doesn't change much, and it takes us right back into that key area of the 50% breakout, 50% retracement of the breakout candle, and basically the CLVN right here at 37.50. Then we've got the 31.50, 27.50, 21.50, 17.50. Critical mass now gets moved down. what did I say? 1983 and a quarter. Don't need this then. And we've got a naked close there at 84 and a quarter. We got a naked VPOC just below it at 82 and a quarter. So, we get into the 1900s on a push down. Look for them to push down into this area and possibly find some major buyers in this 83 to 84 and a quarter area. To the upside, we've got the range high at 63.75. Our overnight VPOC is 62.75. We're sitting right on it right now. Range high, 83.50. I think you could even front run this. 63. I think you could even front run this a little bit from above 63. But we've got a key target here, 64.75, just the most traded price in the last couple days. And then above that, we've got the overnight high. And then just above there, we've got 67. What was it? 67. 67.50 is the range high from Monday. So above that, look for them to take out to 69. I thought we actually would get to 69 last night. I thought they were going to make a bigger push up towards that 70-50 area again, but they didn't make it. Then above 70.50, we've got the 74 and a quarter, which is my key line in the sand above. Above that, I'm looking for a move up into, of course, the 84 and a quarter. And if off of the low overnight of 2057.50, our 20-day ATR upside target, believe it or not, is 2084 and a quarter. So right on that main target. And the most traded price going back to 2013, as well as the microcomposite VPOC of that microcomposite that runs from February the 5th through to August the 19th. And then above that, you got 85, 87.50, 91.50. There's a 93.50 measured move, and then the next key level, which is at 97 and a quarter, and then a move up into these 03.50, 05.50, and 21.10, 21.17. Going up higher because I have to realize we could make a big move, and then all these targets above. And inside of here, I'm not even looking for a spot to get short. I'm just going to see how high they push it into the 21s. We still have some analysts thinking that we could hit the 23 area, and I don't think that's a possibility, but can we take a run into the 2100s and go make a new year high above that 2134 and a new all-time high? Absolutely. Sure we could. I don't think it's going to happen. I still think we're going to fail somewhere between here and 2100, but what do I know? I just got to react to it. Our Keltner center line is sitting right now at 63 and a quarter. It's our 24-hour VWAP as well, our VPOC as 24-hour VPOC as well. Above there, move up into the upper Keltner is going to take us to that 69 and take out the overnight high at 66.50, and move below this will take us down into that 57 and the overnight low. So we're well within the overnight high and low right now within the Keltner channel. Quickly take a look at the week. Our IB high for the week is 67.50. Our IB low is 51. So two very key levels we just talked about. Our weekly VWAP is running at 60 and a quarter. One standard deviation, 64 and a quarter. Two standard deviation, 68 and a quarter. The value area volume low is 45. Why don't they have my high on here? I'll have to take a look at this, why it's not showing up. Just take another look at chart that Marvin likes to watch, which is not this one. Actually, this one is a good look too at that. This is a beautiful Gaussian distribution right here, up at that 63.50, and we're currently below it still. Again, yesterday's POC down at 2055 with the VPOC at 2055.50. Where is that chart? Don't want to do gold yet. Oh, here it is right here. So this is the RTH session. This is session 2. And Marvin, you sent me those the preferences last night, and this chart you've got set to just the RTH session. So I don't know if you changed it or if that's where it was. So I switched it back rather than just using a 24-hour, because it's not 24-hour that you've got your settings for. Our value area high for the micro composite is sitting at 68. Value area high for the micro composite is, market profile, not micro composite, is 56.50. Our value area high for the volume is sitting at 67 and down at 55.50. You can see that we've got still some repair to do right here and right here. So I think we could get some chop coming into the FOMC in around that 60 level. I think we're going to chop within this level going into the FOMC meeting. So we've just broken out of the 63. Like I said, you could 63.75. I thought you could take the 63 breakout into the 64.75. We could even go up and make a new high, extend the range in the Globex. We still got 15 minutes to go. You never know. But above here, I'd be looking to get long into that 70.50, 69 to 70.50. Taking a look at gold really quickly. Gold, I don't make this stuff up. Came down here, okay, prior level just before it broke out. Now we've got a shift down of the VPOC, the microcomposite VPOC to 66. What do? They bounce off of it and they get up into that 74 level. If they hold the 68 level, look for continuation up into the 77, 78, and a break above 79. Look for a move up into the 89, 60, 91 level, and anything above 93 into the 1240. If they get back below the 69 level, look for them to come back one more time, and if they don't hold there, push through to the other side down to the 60, and anything below 60, target 54, 55, with the big target down here at the 44. Nothing surprising in gold right now. We made a big move. We moved too far too quickly. We came back to where they started after they broke out. They held value. They moved higher. They couldn't continue higher. Where did they come back to? Where they found value after the breakout. Same thing I talk about all the time. Anyway, that's going to complete our pre-market trading session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.